Okay,
That's
great.
all right.
So Rimantas is a lawyer, arbitrator, and mediator from Lithuania. He's head of the dispute resolution department of a firm called Cobalt, which are in, I think, 3 of the Baltic states, Estonia and Latvia, as well as Lithuania. He's an associate professor at Vilnius University, former chair of the expert working group on mediation at the Council of Europe. I've already explained to everybody what the Council of Europe is and that it's certainly not the European Union. He's an international expert on mediation, or on a panel of international experts on mediation at the Council of Europe, a member of the working group on the Cyberjustice network, or working group on cyberjustice at the Council of Europe, chair also of the Mediation Qualification Examination Commission of Lithuania. That sounds to me like mediation being developed very much in your country. Perhaps you can say a little bit about that. And finally, this month, or last month rather, was the launch of the European Cyber Justice Network, which I've already explained. And we have with Rimantas one of the key movers and shakers, if you like, leading up to that. And perhaps you can start, Rimantas, clarify exactly your role with the Cyber Justice Network, and perhaps you can add a bit more meat to what it really, how you describe what its role is and what its objectives are.
Thank you, Graham, for this introduction and for invitation. Once again, sorry, everybody, for some misunderstanding for connections, because, well, I thought it was cancelled or my participation is not expected, but never mind. Yes, in relation to the Cyber Justice Network, very briefly, I could tell that the Cyber Justice Network now is constructed as one of the activities of the Council of Europe under the European Commission for the Efficiency of Justice, intended for better interaction with various stakeholders in all the Council of Europe member states, with the CEPESH, European Commission for Efficiency of Justice working groups, and the plenary of that particular commission. And for your information, CEPESH, as Commission for Efficiency of Justice, is very much active in various activities in producing tools such as guidelines, recommendations, checklists, and relevant materials intended to effectuate provision of justice and related fields in the Council of Europe member states. So it's producing lots of methodological material to improve quality of justice is provision, and not only specifically looking at the effectiveness of justice provision, but also considers broader understanding of this dispute resolution. Because in the last decade, this commission also was quite active in production of various methodological tools, materials on development of mediation, which is not, well, directly, if you narrow think about efficiency of justice, yes, mediation falls outside the scope of it. So this commission decided to take an understanding, broader understanding of this dispute resolution, and started as well to develop some material, some know-how in relation to development of mediation. So European Cyber Justice Network is launched under the CEPESH, under this commission, and it consists of from 2 to 3 members delegated by the CEPESH members from all the Council of Europe member states. You can see them online if you wish to. On the CEPESH countries profile, you can find all the individual members of a Cyber Justice Network. And yes, a couple of weeks ago, we had this launch of this particular network and started, discussions and interaction and exchange of best practices. the particular topic of that meeting was video conferencing in courts, which is very hot topic now, especially after outbreak of the pandemic and lockdowns. And CEPESH, for that particular regard, produced a new tool, new instrument, which was confirmed by the CEPESH plenary in June of this year. So this tool was also presented at the meeting, and it was discussed, and various good practices of its application were discussed. And well, by way, as long as it is well directly related to the work of Professor Saskind on online course, we invited, and he kindly agreed to make a keynote address opening for that particular event. So this was the first inaugural meeting. In the future, what we expect out of this networking exercise, we expect that members of the Cyberjustice Network will be actively sharing various good practices, discussing about various problems in application of e-justice tools, online dispute resolution as well, disseminate information on CEPESH activities within the Council of Europe member states, and also ensures that CEPESH and its working groups will get fresh information, what is going on, what are the problems, what are the good practices, and also these members of this network will be complementing to another new activity of the CEPESH, which would be repositories of good practices, of best practices, including best practices in cyberjustice field. So basically, this is it, and we expect that it shall evolve into interactive exchange and interactive communication between all the actors in the network. If we will succeed, you never know, but CEPESH seriously looking forward to making it active and lively.
Thank you, Rimantas. Do you think perhaps, given that initiative and the, if you like, a sort of coordination across all 47 states on this subject, that take countries like your own Lithuania, where there is a qualification, where mediators have to qualify. In the UK, anybody can be a mediator without passing any sort of exams or requirements. But of course, most do take courses and training so they can show their accreditation, but others can not. Clearly, there is more regulation, if you like, put it that way. Do you think that knowledge about technology, cyber justice, ODR, if it doesn't already, will begin to feature in the standards for mediators and their examinations throughout Europe? Would that be one possible outcome of the network?
I do not think that the network will produce some sort of that result. It is more networking, exchange of good practices, and linking flows of information between the individual member states and practitioners in cyber justice in these member states who would be delegated by member states, and Council of Europe bodies such as European Commission for Efficiency of Justice. Yes, but the very European Commission for Efficiency of Justice can produce various standards and various recommendations for the member states what to include into the mediation development exercises, requirements, etc. And what I can tell already that within the working group, which I'm a member currently, the working group of CEPESH on cyber justice, and this working group is coordinating launch of a network and development of various different tools as well in relation to cyber justice issues. Within this working group, currently experts of the working group and outsourced experts, we're designing guidelines on online dispute resolution, the meaning that, alternative dispute resolution online, with various recommendations to the member states. So in that particular instrument, most probably, I'm not sure because not the final version is developed now, in that particular instrument, it might be included, well, soft recommendation for the member states to consider raising awareness of various mediation stakeholders in the member states in relation to an ODR. So most probably it might be included there.
All right, thank you, Rimantas. And if I can just open this up to the floor, does anybody have any questions for Rimantas? Just put your hand up. Is everybody muted, Colin, on this?
No, anyone can unmute.
Anyone can unmute.
I mean, Rimantas, you hit us with a lot very quickly, and this is very exciting, very, very exciting. Applause to you and your group for pulling this together. I think we're all going to be watching with bated breath your progress. So does anyone have any questions or comments or thoughts? I know we only have a few minutes left here.
Well, anyway, but let's please keep in touch with us, Rimantas, with all developments on this and on the network. And so sounds very, very interesting, particularly any sort of coordination of pilot studies and attitudes.
Yes.
ODR and all these key points.
Graham, as long as you participated in that online event for launching, and there was a question of yours who might be invited to participate there and to take some role. Already this information was provided to you, and I could also disclose it right now, that global and pan-European various organizations, associations, institutions, and other organizations who are interested in the topics of cyber justice and artificial intelligence were welcome to request participation in the network in the status of observer. Yes. So
great.
If you would consider observing what is going on there, I would welcome your request for the SEPESH Secretariat. If you would like to, I could make this link that your organization would be interested to take part in it. And let me tell you that normally, in the practice of the SEPESH and working groups, observers take not a passive role, but also, well, to some extent, politely active role. So observers are requested as well to produce information, feedback. They are also requested. Do they have any new initiatives, etc. So normally this status of observer means active observer. So if you would consider that interaction with the Cyber Justice Network, I think it might be quite beneficial for your organization and for network as well, building up this this mutual cooperation.
I'm sure I can speak for ICODR, my colleagues at ICODR, that they would we would welcome that, wouldn't we, Colin? And
absolutely. Yeah, I think, Rimantas, we definitely want to put that together in addition to the National Center for Technology and Dispute Resolution, which is our sister organization. So I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to see progress. And if ICODR can become an observer and we can be involved in the conversations, I think we'd have a lot to contribute. So that's great. So Rimantas, thank you so much for joining us. You should not feel one moment of responsibility for the confusion around the event today. That's all on us, but we're delighted to get the time that we had with you, and we just want to communicate our support for everything that's happening. And please let us know if we can assist in any way, and we will definitely pursue an observer status for ICODR in your efforts moving forward. Graham, any other things you'd like to offer as closing comments?
No other news as McCoy's, but I think I support all that. And I think actually today it was interesting having this broader and widened, because of circumstances, discussion section. And maybe we should take that on board.
Absolutely.
Occasionally have a non-speaker gathering where we can all just have. So these conversations have been fascinating and really helpful, I'm sure, to most of us here in the way we're looking at it. And that's something we can think about. A member only, not without any speaker. So you may have started something, Rimantas, turning up, even though it's not your fault.
Wonderful. In the new year. Okay, well, thank you. I know that's our time. Rimantas, thank you very much. I'll be in touch on email. And thank you everyone for joining in today, and have a wonderful holiday season, and we will connect again soon in 2022.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Everyone.
Thanks everyone. Take care. See you soon. All right, bye.